What is gray rocking? I did not know this term until I started looking into it after a commenter made this comment. She was making this comment in response to a video that I posted about sour cream. And she was saying that her husband would eat up all the lunch meat. And then when she would get upset, he would call her manipulative and misogynistic. And I was like, I would be more confused with someone calling me misogynistic in response to that. And then she says, he just yells out a word salad that he thinks is hurtful and confusing to me. It used to work until I started gray rocking last month. So because of this comment, it made me look up gray rocking. So gray rocking is a tactic that you can use against narcissists to protect yourself. So I want to explore this a little bit. If you have a person in your life who drags you into their unending drama, games, or conflicts, there may be an answer. Become a gray rock. Gray rocking is a strategy to deal with narcissists, those who depend on feeling important or special, and it essentially involves responding to them in bland, boring ways until they lose interest. This is what Keith Campbell, who's a professor of psychology, said. He continues with, there is no real research on this, but I've talked to a lot of women in these relationships, and I've heard from people I really trust that this is something effective, and it makes theoretical sense. Narcissism is complicated, but this technique is simple, said Dr. Craig Malkin, a lecturer in psychology. Here is what you need to know about narcissists and how to gray rock your way out of conflict with them. What is a narcissist? Everyone thinks they have an ex who was a narcissist, but were they really? It depends on what you mean by narcissist. Like neuroticism or agreeability, narcissism is a personality trait. So everyone is somewhere along the narcissistic spectrum, even if they are very low. Narcissism in general means having an inflated view of oneself, kind of a lack of closer, emotionally warm relationships with other people, and also needing to be validated, or at least needing to be admired or to be loved. Often, when someone is called a narcissist, that means the trait is more prominent in their personality than it is for most people. To be considered a narcissist, a person needs to be determined by a clinician to score in the upper 10% of the population in narcissism levels. That means 1 in 10 people could be classified that way. What is rarer is narcissistic personality disorder, a condition in which the effects of narcissism generally go far beyond making a person unpleasant to be around. Clinically, if it destroys your marriage, it ruins your business relationships, your overconfidence at work has you kind of fallen apart, then it becomes a disorder. And that is rarer. About 1% of the population has the disorder. Narcissists are divided into 3 categories: overt, covert, and communal. The overt narcissist is what you might typically think of an openly arrogant person whose sense of self revolves around feeling better than others. Covert narcissists behave differently. What they believe makes them special is how greatly they suffer. Often this will manifest as pulling you into their woes while completely ignoring your concerns. Honestly, this kind of reminds me of the whole Will Smith and Jada Smith situation. A lot of people are, feeling sorry for him for what he is going through supposedly with Jada. And a lot of this stuff is of his own making because his gallivanting has been televised. We have seen it, but people are jumping on his side and it's like, woe is Will Smith. Sorry for that example, but I just thought of that as I was reading this. Last is the communal narcissist who feels special by being the most helpful. This is the person who whispers to you at a party about all the exceptional things they are doing for the neighborhood. They want you to understand that you've never met anyone more caring or committed to the causes than they are. These are those martyr types that crave attention, but by doing things that is so self-sacrificial. I had never heard of communal narcissists until this article, but that is who I think of, the people that are just giving until they have nothing left, but it garners them attention and praise and all that good stuff. How narcissism can hurt you. It's hard to say exactly what makes someone become a narcissist, but generally, narcissistic people tend to have a weak sense of self and use their ego to prop them up and supply them with attention and admiration. Getting that attention is so important, and feeling vulnerable so scary that narcissists will often do whatever it takes to get it. That can mean using behaviors from different categories of narcissism. Sometimes, to get that feeling of importance, narcissists will use anger, threats, put downs, or playing the victim against people whom they are connected. Sometimes, very subtly, over time, they become almost like deprogrammed from their sense of self. While ideally one would disconnect from narcissists in their lives, sometimes it isn't so easy. People can go for years without detecting narcissism in someone, and when they recognize it, they may already share children, work together, or have other close ties that make seeing each other unavoidable. In conflict or even in just conversation, it is important to protect your sense of self and independence from narcissists. That is where gray rocking comes. What does it look like to gray rock? Imagine you are stuck in a conversation at a party, dropping off your child with an ex, or on the phone with a difficult parent. They may look to get your praise, sympathy, or outrage with charged comments. Instead of defending, explaining, or asking for elaboration, you keep your responses as concise and bland as possible. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion. Sure, are all responses that address the person without inviting more or allowing yourself to be pulled in further. They're going to let go because what power do they have? They're not charming. They can't manipulate you. They can't make you unstable. You're just kind of doing your thing. For some narcissists, they may chalk that up to you just not being good enough to engage with them and move on. Others may initially get upset that you aren't giving them the attention that they're looking for. It's important to know whom you are dealing with. Ashway said, if the person is likely to just be a jerk, gray rocking may be very helpful. If you think they could get physically abusive, it may be good to seek the help of a professional. Important to remember, though, that gray rocking is not just about changing the behavior of the narcissist. It's not about them having some amazing insight. It's about protecting yourself. This idea could totally be used in the online spaces as well. When I get people that come to my page that clearly are looking to engage me, I simply say, okay, or I give a thumbs up, or I give something bland like, thank you for engaging for the algorithm. I am very bland when it comes to these people because they are looking to make you respond. They are looking to make you outrage, and I don't give it to them. I didn't realize that there was a name for this behavior. And hopefully you guys take this and use this as well, because this is some good stuff right here. Go ahead, let me know. Do you gray rock? Have you had to deal with a narcissist or someone that displays narcissistic tendencies in your life? Go ahead and let us know in the comments.